Hi, everyone, and thanks for tuning into our session on continuous innovation. We're really happy to be a part of Join this year. My name is Jeff Rona. I'm the VP of Strategic Implementation here at GoSpotCheck. And my team works with Looker on a daily basis, helping to solve complex reporting problems for our large enterprise customers and prospects. And joining me today is my colleague, Evan.
Hey everybody, like Jeff mentioned, my name is Evan Lerdahl. I'm the BI team lead here at GoSpotCheck. I'm a LookML certified developer, and I oversee all of the development that occurs for our Powered by Looker instance for any customer-facing projects.
So in this session today, we're going to provide an overview of GoSpotCheck and our customer base, and as well as our implementation of Looker as a customer-facing reporting platform. And then we'll spend most of our time around 3 real-world customer examples that really help to illustrate the power and flexibility of both GoSpotCheck and the Looker platform. And we'll be highlighting examples of how we've been able to transform the data experiences inside very complex organizations across a diverse set of industries to ultimately drive outcomes for our customers using GoSpotCheck in conjunction with Looker. So a little bit of background on who we are. GoSpotCheck is a software as a service company based here in Denver, Colorado. We've got about 100 employees, and we're considered a leader in the Denver startup/growth company scene locally here. We've been around for about 9 years and have been continuously innovating our product offering over that time. So GoSpotCheck at its core is a task management platform that helps companies connect their frontline workers with corporate goals and directives, get a shared view of the field and what's going on, increase engagement with employees, and help leaders make better decisions faster with real-time data at their fingertips. Some of the industries that we serve include beverage alcohol, consumer packaged goods, retail, restaurant, and even facilities management. So having such a diverse set of customers and use cases served by GoSpotCheck, you can imagine the reporting and analytics requirements vary greatly from customer to customer. And that's where Looker comes in. Looker's been a critical enabler of our ability to respond quickly to customer needs and to deliver high-value end-to-end solutions for our customer base. So at GoSpotCheck, we really focus on the enterprise and on solving very complex business problems for some of the world's largest organizations. What we're looking at on screen here on this map, basically the countries that are in gray are countries where we have not had response activity. So large global operations are leveraging the GoSpotCheck platform. We've enabled over 1 billion tasks to be completed since the company was founded. And so what is GoSpotCheck used for in these industries? As a high-level example, we've got the world's largest beverage and consumer packaged goods brands and their field teams out there using the system to do things like track display execution in stores, tracking menu mentions and pricing in restaurants and bars, capturing their share of shelf or any out of stocks at retail, as well as many more. I mean, we also have facility operations customers using the tool to manage their cleaning quality control programs. We have large restaurant customers using the system for their daily operational checklists, and retailers using the system to ensure consistent customer experience in store from location to location. So lots of different use cases for the platform. It's highly configurable, and Looker has really provided us the ability to rapidly iterate and deploy reporting dashboards that not only meet but exceed the expectations of our diverse customer base. So a little bit more in the overview here. GoSpotCheck is comprised of 3 main components. So the first on the left here is our no-code admin UI, where field managers and supervisors can very quickly build and deploy tasks and missions to their field teams at specific location. And a mission is just our word for a collection of tasks to be completed, or a survey, or an audit, any type of form. In the middle here, you see our mobile application. We have a native Android and iOS application where the users in the field can complete their tasks, capture photos, and submit these responses. All of these responses are date, time, and location stamped whenever they come back to the system. The third component is a web dashboard that rolls up and aggregates the results in a matter of seconds. And so the way that Looker fits into this stack is we leverage Looker as our advanced reporting offering, and we call that our insights reporting package. And a vast majority of our enterprise customers have elected to upgrade to that package, which is powered by Looker. So using Looker, we're able to incorporate the customer's business logic and their organizational hierarchies into a really robust set of Looker dashboards, which we then embed back into the GoSpotCheck web dashboard, where customers are then able to interact with, explore, send, share, schedule, export, any of their own data in ways that make sense for their business. And this functionality is really a huge value add for our customer base across all of the different industry verticals that I mentioned. Many of our customers also operate in a multi-tier supply chain environment. So for example, if I'm a beer and wine distributor collecting data in GoSpotCheck, I may need to report certain metrics internally within my organization. I may need to report a different set of metrics out to my supplier partners and yet another to my retail partners. So Looker's given us the flexibility to create these reporting configurations that make it very easy to get the right data available to the right stakeholders and audiences within our customers' organizations in very near real time. So with that high-level overview, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Evan to talk about the technical side of our Looker implementation.
As Jeff mentioned, GoSpotCheck is extremely flexible and configurable by design. When we made the switch over to Looker about 2 years ago, we knew that our real-time data capture platform needed an analytics platform that was capable of serving real-time, actionable insights to our customers. And when we paired GoSpotCheck with the flexibility and the power of Looker, we're now able to deploy these purpose-built data tools that support our customers' specific functions and business objectives. Everything from expanding product adoption to sharpening differentiation in the market, and even for some of our customers, creating new revenue streams as well. With Looker, not only are we able to deliver these configurable data experiences, we're able to deliver them extremely fast. Over the past couple of years, we've dramatically reduced our time to deliver these custom applications. I'll speak to it a little more in depth on a later slide, but we've been able to automate a majority of the process, which has ultimately allowed us to get these explorers in our customers' hands in less than a day. With Looker, we've moved away from really strict single-use, purpose-built ETLs that may have really only refreshed a couple times a day to a very fast, very fluid stack that serves fresh data in near real time. And of course, no presentation is complete without the architecture diagram. So from the diagram, you can see that as we're capturing data via our mobile applications or our web clients, it's immediately synced over to our Postgres transactional database. And then every 5 minutes, we're capturing any changes that have occurred and then syncing that over to our Snowflake database, which our Looker instance is ultimately sitting on. And as a person needing to make informed business decisions really quickly, this real-time data is obviously extremely important. If I can see what's happening in the field 5 minutes ago rather than 5 days ago, I'm able to become a lot less reactive in my decisions and a lot more proactive in those decisions. I'm able to spot potential issues in the market and really correct them before they become a major problem. I'm able to visualize market trends and capitalize on those a lot earlier. This allows me to confidently make these business decisions based off of what's currently happening rather than what has happened. And this real-time data capture is great, but with that, we needed a platform that allowed us to rapidly develop these new custom solutions. Our customers' needs are ever changing, and we really needed a platform that allows us to remain agile and cater to these customers' changing needs. And I really think this is one of the most impressive things we've been able to do on the Looker platform. Over the past couple of years, we've been able to automate the way that we deploy new customer projects, ultimately getting those insights and those data experiences in our customers' hands a lot faster. On our previous platform, a new customer project could have taken 2 months to deliver. We'd have to scope very dashboard-specific requirements, which ultimately meant that our customers needed to know exactly what they wanted up front. From there, we would develop and deploy these very rigid, very strict ETLs that really only served one purpose. And we'd also have to develop customer-specific permission schemas. And really that whole process just created really slow feedback loops. It was hard to gather feedback from our customers, and it was hard to iterate on that feedback from a development perspective. And ultimately, that left us and that left our customers really wanting and craving more from this data. Through that whole process, we really had only arrived at a single use or single purpose dashboard or report. With Looker, you can see that we really have been able to shortcut this whole process. Since the underlying shape and schema of our data is relatively the same no matter the customer's use case or vertical, we've been able to leverage the Looker API and the GitHub API to deploy 2 standardized explorers within minutes. To do this, we've built a script that clones a repo in GitHub, builds a new project in Looker, connects that repo to the new project, deploys it to production. It builds views for customer-specific metadata. It builds folders, model sets, permission sets, ties it all together with a role and a group within minutes. And this shift in focus and an overall reduced cost to serve has enabled us to offer this advanced analytics solution to a much broader customer base. Over the past 2 years, we've built 225 custom Looker projects within our instance. And in the past 30 days, our customers have queried 271 distinct explores. And I think really the coolest metric here is that we support nearly 9,000 embedded users within our Looker instance. And we're doing that all with a really lean, really small BI team. And this ability to offer this advanced reporting solution to a broader customer base really has created new revenue streams for us and has created a market differentiator for us. The ability to rapidly build these custom data solutions is something that a lot of our competitors can't offer. And once we do build these custom data solutions for our customers, we become more than just a software provider. We become a business partner who's providing invaluable insights that drive massive business outcomes for our customers. One metric that I think really illustrates the value that we deliver to our customers is our monthly user and query count within our Looker platform. As COVID-19 halted much of the world, we saw a pretty dramatic dip in these numbers. But the cool part was that it was only briefly. Within a month or two, we were able to reach back to our pre-COVID usage rates within our Looker platform. And I think that really just illustrates how valuable and the platform is to our customers.
Before we jump into some real-world use cases, I do want to just quickly touch on the impact that Looker has made on our organization. Looker's ultimately made it possible for us to move data experiences up the chain to less and less technical end users and consumers to really help democratize the customer's data. These days, everyone is becoming an analyst, and it's really thanks to tools like Looker, which make data so easy to access and understand and manipulate to get the right answers that you're looking for. On our customer side, customers are getting a way quicker speed to impact with the data that they're receiving. They're getting quicker turnaround times with change requests, and a lot of our customers are actually building their own dashboards and running their own queries, writing their own table calculations, leveraging the Explore functionality. On our customer success team on the right side, really, our customer success managers are now capable of building dashboards and visualizations, adding filters, reformatting visualizations for these customers without even getting an engineer involved. Maybe about a year ago, it was the case where a CSM was needing to put in a request with Evan's team or my team in order to even simply change the name of a column header in a report. And now they're able to handle all of that on their own. So it's been a great unlock from a professional development standpoint for our customer success team. And it's also made them a more invaluable asset and partner for the customers that they work with, which is great. And from an engineering standpoint, we've seen a ton of benefit as well. So we're operating with a lean team of BI and data engineers who are now able to focus their efforts, which were once spent on formatting changes or minor tweaks and modifications, now more pointing their efforts at the really complex business problems and data models where we're trying to come through for our largest customers that really have a much larger impact on the business. And so now that we've shared a little bit about GoSpotCheck, what we do, and how we work with Looker, we're excited to share a few customer use cases that really illustrate the power of GoSpotCheck and Looker, as well as the speed of deployment. So the first example we'll start with is actually a really large food and facilities services provider. This specific customer has actually been using GoSpotCheck for over 5 years now in a variety of ways on a very large scale. But more recently, they approached us about a problem related to the COVID-19 pandemic, which is certainly relevant for all of us right now. This customer manages cleaning services for K through 12 schools, universities, hospitals, stadiums, corporate office space. And really what they're trying to understand is how do we solve the problem? How do we quantify and validate that our facilities are being properly sanitized? And on the same note, how do we ensure that our clients feel safe before sending students back to school or employees back to work? And that customer came up with a really cool idea to help solve that problem, which we were able to execute against leveraging GoSpotCheck and Looker. So what we're looking at here on the left-hand side, that's actually a zoomed-in close-up photo of a doorknob. So the customer came up with an idea where they were going to invest in a translucent marking spray, which is invisible to the human eye, but when you shine a black light on it, it lights up. So what they're doing is they're going out into these facilities and going into room by room, indicating in GoSpotCheck the building, the floor, the room information, and also which high-touch surfaces they plan to mark with the spray. They'll then go through and actually spray on these high-touch surfaces, such as doorknobs, light switches, telephones, drinking fountains, things that are very, very commonly touched in the workplace or in a school setting. Then they'll wait until the cleaning crew comes through and actually sanitizes the space. That could be 2 hours later. It could be the next day. The inspector will go back into that space and then be able to see what they marked. They can then go through and inspect each one of those with a black light and indicate a pass or fail on each of those high-touch areas and log all of that information within GoSpotCheck. So what we were able to quickly spin up in Looker is a data model around this use case, which calculated average inspection scores, number of high-touch surfaces that passed or failed inspection. We were able to help call out failure trends by high-touch surface or by custodian or by building to help identify training opportunities for folks in the field and ensure that this service is being executed as optimally as possible. And this also allows the customer to verify which spaces have passed inspection versus which need to be re-inspected or re-sanitized. And this whole solution end-to-end was designed, built, and implemented within a matter of weeks. And it's currently live in production just in time for back to school in a lot of these major clients that our customer services. And I think this is a great example of how GoSpotCheck and Looker's flexibility, ease of development, testing, and deployment really allowed us to help solve a highly complex and equally critical problem very rapidly. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Evan to talk about another cool use case.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, this next use case is actually one of my favorite customer use cases. We work with McCormick Australia, and if you haven't heard of McCormick, they're one of the world's leading spice manufacturers and distributors. McCormick Australia came to us and presented us with a really complex business problem. They have a relatively limited mobile team of merchandisers that are responsible for checking product status, restocking product, checking out of stocks, things like that, ensuring that the McCormick product line is properly represented within grocery stores. And this relatively small team was assigned a massive geographic area, pretty much all of Australia. And we really needed to optimize this mobile workforce, so the right person was at the right place at the right time. McCormick Australia knew that they had all the pieces of data that they needed to make these optimizations, but all the data lived in several different disparate systems. We knew that we had retailer sales data that lived in one database and was only accessible by a couple of users. We knew that we had rep place assignments that lived in another database, and then we were tracking our day-to-day activity within the GoSpotCheck application. We knew that we needed to combine all of this data into one intuitive, powerful data set that not only offered and served up real-time dashboards, but more importantly, it needed to serve as a starting point for more in-depth data exploration and data storytelling. To accomplish this, we ended up building a lightweight ELT in Looker that normalized and unioned two sets of sales data that we were capturing from two of the largest grocery chains within Australia. And this sales data gave us a really in-depth view to what was actually being sold and scanned out of these grocery stores. We were then able to aggregate this sales data and join it into an Explorer that already contained the day-to-day merchandiser activity that was occurring within GoSpotCheck. So now we're able to offer this really easy-to-use, intuitive Explorer back to the customer that gives them insight into what their merchandisers are actually doing in the market, how many stores they're visiting, how much time they're spending in the stores. And then it also gives us insight into what's truly being sold in the market and how those two are related. This Explorer really took the guesswork out of resource planning and gave McCormick Australia insights that they previously didn't have access to. With this new Explorer, they were able to derive valuable insights such as total time spent in store, total store visits, total sales by store, and ultimately average sales per store visit, meaning how do my product sales relate to how often I'm sending a person to service the store. And these new measures in this Explorer were extremely valuable by themselves, but I think the most valuable part of this data experience is the custom drill paths that we were able to develop. This allows a manager to come in and view one high-level dashboard and quickly dig into potential issues with various drill paths that we've developed for them. In this example, we're quickly able to analyze average sales per visit and identify regions that seems like there might be an issue. From here, I can use a custom drill path to determine if there's a larger trend over time that I need to be concerned with, or I can use another drill path to look at it at a product level to determine if it's portfolio-wide or if it's potentially just one item in the portfolio that might be causing an issue. These custom drill paths are extremely easy for us to implement with a link parameter in the measure, but they deliver huge amounts of value to our business users. This new reporting solution to McCormick Australia was more than a dashboard. It's a huge time saver in their day-to-day planning, and it gives the customer proactive insights into trends as to where their product's being sold and not sold, and ultimately allows them to assess stores that are being overserviced and underserviced, and proactively optimize their workforce accordingly.
So not only has Looker been a great tool for us when it comes to implementing customized reporting solutions for our new and existing customers, but it's also really allowed us to rapidly create analytics applications on top of new product feature sets that GoSpotCheck is taking to market as an organization. One example is a feature set we recently brought to market around a new set of tools for extracting data from an image that's taken within GoSpotCheck using machine learning and computer vision technologies. And so to talk a little bit about this at a high level, a lot of our customers in the beer, wine, and spirits or non-alcoholic beverage or even other CPG brands space, they really, really care about their presence on shelf or on a menu, for example. So in the shelf example, they want to know exactly where their products are, how many of their products are present, and also how are they doing against their competitors within every store that they walk into. This can be a really tedious process if you're trying to collect that data manually by hand. So what our team actually developed was a feature set for allowing folks to extract really valuable information about their share of shelf versus competitors, product assortment compliance, even planogram compliance, simply from a collection of images that are taken within GoSpotCheck. So we'll quickly kind of walk through a demo of what that looks like. But within the system, we're able to guide the user to take photos of, let's say, a cooler door in this case. We ensure that the photo is straight and aligned so that we're not getting bad photos or photos of somebody's shoes that are coming back that we're trying to analyze. And whenever a user submits that in the system, within about 60 to 90 seconds, we're able to return these results on device so that a user doesn't have to stand there with a clipboard and indicate how many numbers of Pepsi, how many facings of Pepsi are in that door. The image is actually telling them that right there. They're able to look at things like what is the share by brand family, by category, by supplier. You can look at the number of facings or the number of products identified and really get into some super granular level data. The other thing that we're able to do here is show not only what was in the door, but what position was that in, what shelf was it on, and where do these products exist. So what we're then able to do with this information on the back end is create some really high value reporting dashboards for our customers leveraging Looker. To dig a little bit deeper into that, though, this feature set has been a real game changer for companies in the CPG and the alc bev industry. The sheer amount of data that you can extract from a single image in a matter of seconds is pretty impressive. We have the ability to not only tell you what UPCs are present in an image, but also what row and what position they were in. So if you think about a field rep taking 10 to 15 images in every store that they call on a single day, and then that rep calling on about 20 stores every day, the sheer amount of data that you can generate in a month is quite large. And now think about not having one rep doing this, but having tens of thousands of reps doing this. This data set can be super powerful, and it gets really, really large and robust over time. On the back end of the system, we've been able to leverage Snowflake's data scaling capabilities along with Looker's data modeling and visualization expertise to take this highly granular data that's coming from our image recognition product and overlay customer business logic to do things like provide data for planogram creation or compliance calculations, providing metrics around the share of shelf. This one is actually really valuable because a lot of these suppliers, whenever they are negotiating their pricing with a specific retailer, it's all based around the share of shelf. So if you're going to give me 55% share of the cooler in this store, I'm going to give you a discount. Right, so going in and taking images can then validate, am I actually getting the share that I was promised, or do I need to adjust the pricing accordingly? It also gives a ton of visibility into the competitive landscape and even can allow you to ensure compliance from a product assortment standpoint, making sure that you have the right mix of product in that location based upon geography or demographic data or something like that. So the cool thing about this is as GoSpotCheck continues to bring innovative offerings like this to market, we really need the flexibility and robust data modeling tools like Looker in order to keep up with the demand, right? So as a company that constantly is pushing our product set forward, it's encouraging to work with a partner like Looker who is continuously innovating as well. So looking forward, with more and more data sources out there every single day, whether that be from new apps or image recognition or IoT sensors, beacons, smart scanners, companies will continue to face challenges on what to do with all of this data once they've obtained it. GSC is currently working on a lot of research and development efforts to help reimagine how tomorrow's workforce works. Looker is a very powerful partner for us and will continue to be so into the future due to their robust analytics capabilities, flexibility in data visualization, and the integration points that they have with numerous systems for driving powerful workflows and alerts. As data consumers, regardless of the tools that we use to manage our businesses, we will always need powerful platforms like Looker to analyze complex and ever-changing data sets in order to make decisions quickly and to take the right actions at the right time. Thanks a lot for having us today. We really hope that some of these customer stories and examples that we shared have sparked some ideas for you on ways that you might be able to create some robust data experiences for your customers or internally at your own organizations. Enjoy the rest of the Join conference, and thanks again for having us, and thanks for tuning in.